and welcome to Sweet Tea and Thread. I'm Shai.
And I'm Bethany. Thank you for our returning viewers, and if you're a new viewer, please consider subscribing if you like our podcast. Leave us a like and a comment down below letting us know what you enjoy the most.
We'll start with some finished projects. And last podcast, Bethany showed us her orange shawl with all the fringe on it, and I had my green one. I've got my fringe on now, and I'm loving it. Of course, I haven't really got to wear it much, but
we're having a heat wave.
Yes, we are. But here it is in all its glory. I'm going to really enjoy wearing this. We'll do a little modeling demonstration. I love this color. I love this yarn. It's the Forget Me Not. It's 100% cotton by Plymouth, and we doubled it to knit, just garter stitch, and it's an original Bethany pattern. She's going to be writing that up for us to have in the shop, and I just think it's going to be fun. It can be worn all kinds of ways. You can even, if you get really chilled, pull it up over and just get all snuggled up in it.
Yeah, great to throw on if you just need like a little light, like in place of a jacket. Really, you could wear it in place of a jacket on a chilly day or a chilly night, or once it gets really cold and we start needing a coat, which is rare. But
well, I tell you what, we were sitting out on the patio the other night, and it gets 70 degrees outside, by like 9-10 o'clock at night, and it can feel a little chilly, and this was a perfect weight to throw on. I just need a little something, and it'd be great. Restaurants are always cold, and so it'd be a great little take along to throw on when you just need a little shoulder warmer, even. So yeah, but it's gonna be great, especially as we transition into what winter we have. And then another finished project I have is from just a little while ago. It is the Sunshine Wrap by Carrie, Bostic Hoge, I think, or Hoge maybe. I'm not sure. It's Hoge. Anyway, it's from the Making number 5 book, the one on color. And it is also now available as a single pattern through Ravelry. We know it could be available some other places, but
so if you don't want to purchase the whole magazine, then you have another option to just purchase the single pattern. I
made it out of the Remix Light from Berroco, and I just love this yarn. I mean, it feels like butter, as they say. That's what I think of when I'm playing with this yarn.
But the great thing about this Remix Light is the yarn is made out of 100% recycled fibers. So it has nylon, cotton, acrylic silk, and linen. So it's also great if you have like a wool sensitivity. You're not necessarily going to have to worry with this type of yarn.
This just feels really good and very drapey. I'm wanting to make a sweater out of the worsted.
The Remix.
Yeah.
Worsted.
I'm thinking the Weekender. For that, I've just got to decide on a color. That's always the hardest part for me. I love all the colors.
And that kind of has a nice tweedy look without being a tweed yarn.
Exactly.
So
that's one of the things I love about it. I love that tweedy look.
Right.
And so that's it for me on my finished projects. How about you?
So let me go ahead and show this. So if you remember a couple of podcasts ago, I don't remember if it was our second one. I think it might have been our second one. I showed a baby sweater I was working on. It was halfway pieced together. I was working on one of the sleeves, and I have it complete this time. So you can kind of see how it looks like finished without all of the crazy strings hanging everywhere, which was last time. This sweater is the Tally-Ho Baby Pullover by Appalachian Baby. We have kits here at the store that you can get to make it. And this yarn is 100% organic cotton. So it's a really nice cotton yarn for babies. It is sport weight.
Yes.
And this sweater is knit in pieces. So the way you knit the sweater is you will knit the 2 front pieces, you knit a back, and then you'll do the sleeve. You'll pick up for the sleeves and this collar, and there's a way to do this kind of braided effect down
And
the
that was
center
fun
of
to
it.
figure out.
She figured it out. She did it, actually. I was just like, here. You have it, because I fiddled around with it a little bit, and if you can kind of see, these stitches up top have pulled a little bit further than they should have, just because we kept messing with it. But yeah, I mean,
it's deceptively simple.
We have kits for this. This is kind of like a girl version. They have a pink one, and then they have a blue one. Of course, you could do whatever color you want.
Yeah.
But we have both kits available in those color options. And then you can always mix and match. I think the pattern is available for sale
I think
individually. I know some of their kits aren't, but I think that one in particular is. Again, you can probably find that on Ravelry. Do they have it on their website?
No, all their patterns that I've ever looked for, the patterns are sold through Ravelry.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if they're available anywhere else at this point in time, but I haven't found them
Okay.
anywhere else.
So if you want to do it in like different colors, then you can obviously get the pattern and you can mix and match. You can see behind us that little shelf right there. You can do neutrals. You can do like the indigo with a cream, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll show you this too. The really great thing about it is they have cute little sets that are Tally-Ho sets. So this is the blanket version, and you can't really see. We have the kit for the blanket version. They have a hat. But this is what the blanket looks like knit up. So if you wanted to make like a cute little gift set and you want to hand make all the items, then you can knit them a blanket, a hat, and a sweater, or just, you know, a sweater and a hat.
It's a cute series. It's a fairly new. The Tally-Ho series is a fairly new series for Appalachian Baby. So,
and
it's
real
cute.
it's so cute. And again, we have kits for this. There's the one that's the indigo and the blue, and then the indigo and the pink. Or you can mix and match however you want to.
Yeah.
I think this would be really pretty in the cream and like that darker tan color.
Oh, that would be. That would be.
Don't ask me to knit a whole panel of stockinette though. You can do that.
Hey, stockinette, get to be friends with Pearl. And that's P-U-R-L. Get to be friends with Pearl. It's not, it's not that big a deal. All that purling is good for you.
I just don't get in as good a rhythm with purling as I do with knitting. You can give me stockinette in the round, and I'm like, I got you. You give me stockinette flat, and I'm like,
and I'm like, ooh, good TV knitting. But keeps your interest because, every row is going to be something different.
Which is
Knit
why
a row,
this
purl row,
took so
long.
Because it's knit in pieces. And that's why I have a cardigan at home that is not finished, because it's knit in pieces.
Yeah. It is more fun to knit stuff in the round. Talk about these?
Yeah.
Since our crochet project.
So, the crocheter in my family is my mother. And so, she made these as a sample for the store. These are the Crochet mitts. Is that how you say it?
I think so.
It's CRICCIETH. But
it's an interesting word. So
this is what they look like. She made these up in less than a week. I want to say.
I think they're adorable. I just love them.
So this is made out of Urth's Harvest fingering, which is their solid fingering. These buttons do not detach. They are attached to the glove, so it's not like you can unbutton the side, which is the only, to me, that's the only downside of the pattern. I would have loved if they were buttonholes that you could unbutton, but, you know, I kind of get why they did it this way. But, like I said, this is made out of a fingering weight yarn. I believe she used the exact hook size that the pattern called for, which if I look, it's a 3.5 millimeter, which is a USE. And she made these out of the pistachio colorway. So these are great. They're simple, but they're really cute and they're pretty. They have that little edge detail, which you pretty much crochet these back and forth across here, and then you go and you pick up along this side and you do this shell pattern that way. And of course you do a little bit of shaping for this thumb hole. But the great thing about this pattern is it is free.
Oh, nice.
So I think that's one of the reasons why we picked it.
Well, true.
It's free. Free patterns always are great.
Yeah, we do kind of go through the free patterns first.
Right.
I think that's it for our finished projects, right?
Yes.
And then,
No.
Oh yeah, what Bethany's wearing.
I totally forgot. Amy knit this for us.
We're used to all of our finished projects being on the table, not
on a person.
We're trying to do better about that. But
Amy knit this for us because I didn't have time to knit this. It probably would still be on my needles, let's be completely honest.
Right.
She finished this in, what, a week and a half?
I think so.
So this is the Anker sweater by Petiteknits. The Anker summer sweater. I'll stand up and you can kind of see. But
I love the color of it. Whoops. Mabel's about to fall over.
Poor Mabel. She's holding our
Mabel's seen better days. Hasn't she?
You're okay, Mabel. We still love you. This is back to the sweater.
Yeah, back to the sweater.
This
Anker
is knit out of bamboo pop, which we love. This is a 50% cotton, 50% bamboo DK weight. It's super soft. You know, it's a great option. Again, if you have a wool sensitivity, which a lot of people come in and they're concerned about that. They're like, I want to make something for somebody, or I want to make something for myself, and I don't want to use wool. Wool is too scratchy. You know, I don't like wool. It feels scratchy or whatever. So we have
quite a few people that want wool less wool.
Wool less.
Actually, no wool.
No wool. But this is a great option. This is a DK weight. She used a size 6 needle, I believe I saw on the tag that was on this. Here, I would not say this is a summer sweater. It's 102 degrees outside.
Maybe I'm not today a summer sweater. Next week it's supposed to be a little cooler. So.
Not like I kind of consider something like this with the short sleeves, even though it's made out of a cotton bamboo, I consider this to be like a late spring, early fall, and kind of going into winter, because, you know, I can throw on a jacket, a coat, or whatever with this, and I'll be fine. But middle of July.
Yeah, middle of July is not the best time to be wearing it. We've got the air
Unless
conditioning
you're
turned
in
down.
air conditioning.
To make Bethany more comfortable.
Yeah. So I'm fine right now, but
I
put me
love
outside.
the color of it, and I love this yarn. I really think the bamboo pop has a good feel, a good hand, and I love the detail of the yoke of that.
And they have this sweater in several different versions.
Yeah, there's Anker
long
cardigan.
sleeve. There's long sleeve versions. There's a cardigan. There's kid versions of these sweaters. I mean, pretty much anything. And they all kind of take this detail at the yoke, and then they have the rest of the sweater, you know, laid out to do however you want to.
I've got quite a few of the Petiteknits patterns in my favorites. So she's got a lot of cute patterns.
Good classic patterns.
Yeah, things that'll...
Things that'll live with you for years.
Yes.
So...
I want to do I think it's called the Sunday sweater. And it's got a vertical kind of shaping.
I'm going to have to look that up.
It's a good looking one too. So.
There's one sweater that I want to do, but I don't think she has designed it. It's called the York sweater.
I don't know that one.
It's a really basic, and it makes me think of her designs because it's just this really basic classic crew neck sweater that has, you know, fuller sleeves. Like, it's not like tight sleeves.
Right.
And I have that saved, but I don't know that Petiteknit does that. She probably has a pattern similar to it, though.
Yeah, probably so.
But, yeah. I love this.
Yeah.
It's soft, too.
And it looks fabulous on you. It really does. It's very becoming. A very becoming color for you, too.
Good.
So.
At least I don't look out of place.
All right. Nope. All right. What's next? Our works in progress?
Yes. And I have socks to show.
Okay.
Which actually... Here, I'll let you show my tiny little cast on. And then I'll go get the, I'll be polite, the HO, the half object.
Okay. So, yeah.
So, give me a second. I'll be right back.
Ooh, and she's using the Carbons needles. I love those. They feel good. You know, I've talked about being a wooden needle girl, and that's usually my go-to. But I do love these Carbons a lot. They've got grip to them, so it's like having a cross between a metal and a wooden needle, almost.
So that's the first sock finished. So you can see I'm like right here.
Yep. That's about it.
But so I didn't use any particular sock pattern. I don't normally use any particular sock pattern. I will say most of the time when I recommend a sock pattern to people, my go-to would be Mina's 2 at a time socks.
All right. We want to get to our big work in progress.
Yes. The fun.
Yeah. We are doing a knit along, and I feel like we've got about 20 people that are working on this with us. There's
actually a lot.
We have quite a few people.
I am so far behind.
So we're doing it, you know, through the store, and
so I did have I was in the middle of a row, but I just kind of slipped my stitches so that we would be able to see.
So here's mine. Let me see if I can get it spread out just a little bit more.
That's mine.
Here's mine.
See how much further you've gotten? I had to take mine out.
Oh, I've taken mine out a couple of times because I had the wrong count. I've knit just about every part of mine twice.
Oh,
I feel
okay,
like.
that doesn't make me feel as bad.
But I'm trying to stay ahead of the crowd. So if somebody has a question, I'll say, "Oh, okay, I just finished that section." But we're working on the butterfly shawl or the papillon shawl.
Which Mabel is
Mabel
beautifully
is displaying for us.
Yes.
Let's see. We need to move her over this way a little bit.
A little bit.
And it's by Marin Melchoir, and it's a lot of short row work, which I find it to be fun and entertaining. But we started this last Monday, and we're working on it till August 31st. Anybody that wants to join us, there's still time to jump in. I've seen some people on some knitting forums I follow that they've done theirs in 2 weeks. So, yeah. Oh, one lady had posted pictures of 2 of them that she had done that month. So,
I may have heart failure.
So I thought, well, she didn't have to undo her short rows and redo them as many times as I have. But I'm making mine out of the Urth yarn. That's what this one is. If you look it up, you'll see a lot of Urth yarn featured. And it's a fingering weight yarn. And it, again, I think it feels really good. And then Bethany, you're making yours out of some bamboo pop and Medina. For a cotton version. And we've talked about both of those are kind of a, they say a DK weight. Well, maybe this one says sport. Does Medina
this one,
say,
I think Medina is sport and bamboo is a DK.
But when you hold them together and look at them, they look very similar.
Like I've held them
size.
up against even fingering weight skeins.
Yeah.
And they're just slightly thicker. So, I mean, I
don't think yours is working up all that.
Mine's bigger.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bigger because you're using a little bigger yarn. But really, I mean, look, that's where you are. And so, I mean.
And the pattern originally calls for size 4 needles, and that's with fingering weight yarn like it calls for. I went ahead and cast on with a size 4 needle with the DK weight just because I'm a very loose knitter.
Right.
So, and mine still is turning out a little bit bigger. I didn't gauge swatch.
No, but
you're more than welcome to gauge swatch. I didn't think that was necessary. I know my knitting style. With something like a shawl, I'm not as worried. With something like a sweater, I'll gauge swatch.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you cast on 5 stitches to begin with, and you knit this little square. So, I mean, you can, in that little triangle of fabric, you can tell, oh, I'm knitting this way too tight, and take that out. But when you're doing scarves and shawls and things like that, as long as you're getting a fabric that you like, gauge is not as important as when you're making a sweater or something that you want to fit you. So I didn't gauge swatch either, and I'm using 4s, but I'm kind of that average knitter, and I like the fabric that I'm getting with this, so I didn't feel like it was too tight or anything.
Yeah. So the colors that I'm using, which, well, Medina doesn't, the thing that I don't like about this, they don't list it on the ball, but they'll list it on their website. So if you want to look it up, the color number is 4767 for Medina. And then the bamboo pot color is 134, which is Blue Whisper. Those are the 2 colors I'm putting together.
That's a gorgeous color combination. It really is.
I like it because, I was kind of, when I was up here knitting these, I was kind of a little, not disappointed necessarily, but just kind of like, I thought there was more red in the skein, because when you look at it, I mean,
well, you just have to wait till you get to it.
A whole lot of red.
Yeah.
And I finally got to the red, and I really like that contrast that it gives. So I'm enjoying the color change on that.
Yeah.
And then
and that probably has a longer color repeat than even the Urth does.
Yeah.
It's the unique fingering is the multicolored, and the harvest is the harvest fingering is the solid color. So, but yeah, you can see how quickly mine is changing with the color. And so that's just got a longer color repeat, but it's still going to be really pretty. Really pretty. So, I mean, everybody's using something different, combining some different colors together, and they're all looking great.
Which is the exciting part. So, well, if I can talk. What Shai is using is, like she said, unique fingering and harvest fingering. These are actually the 2 colors she's using. Yeah.
This is 3008, I think, is what I'm using. Yeah.
And then this is pistachio.
Yeah, pistachio.
Which is the same as those fingerless mitts. Fingerless mitts. I can't talk today. But, I mean, we can... We can hook you up.
Yes, we can.
We've got the yarn ideas. Actually, when we were talking about this shawl, I was originally going to use this. I was going to use the Urth, and use this, but I didn't pair it with this lavender. What is this lavender called? Blueberry.
Blueberry, yeah.
I guess it's dyed naturally, hand dyed.
Yes.
So I guess it's dyed with blueberries, which is kind of neat. But I was going to use this with the charcoal gray that they had, which
that Thuja.
I may go back and do when we get some more of that in, because I am enjoying this, even though I've had to rip it out a couple of times.
Yeah, even on mine, I thought, when I get through, maybe I'll want to do a cotton version too, because I am finding it fun and interesting.
I picked out
and
some
a little
colors.
Bit, yeah. Yep. I like it.
So I pulled these as another suggestion for the Medina and the Bamboo Pop, and we do have like a list. We have a list from Urth that, they have some color combination suggestions, and then I've made a list of different yarns here, not just the Urth fingering and then the Bamboo Pop and Medina, but other, yarns that we have in the store, what we could combine. But yeah, I just kind of pulled that out today, and I think that would be really pretty.
Yeah, and she knows me, because that rusty color, I go for it every time. I don't know why.
I mean, look at what's in your shawl.
What's in this is pumpkin. I got a sweater, another sweater that Amy knit for us, that we'll show on a podcast later. It's pumpkin. So I don't know why, but I'm always drawn to that color. But anyway,
it's a really pretty color.
Well,
I like it.
I think that does do it for us then, and we thank you for joining us for Sweet Tea and Thread. And our tea today is actually a mango tea that I brewed myself. And it's pretty yummy. So y'all have a good day, and thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.
Bye.